Okay, so this is a quick video tutorial with regards to using Batocera as a virtual pinball cabinet using two displays, the back glass and the playfield. The third display I've got there is actually turned off at the moment. I don't want to be implementing that because this is a two-screen setup. You will note that the sound is turned off at the moment, so there won't be any sound. You'll just hear me rambling on. The other thing is I'm using portrait mode because I don't have the knowledge of being able to use horizontals mode and split displays over it and all that sort of thing. That's not my forte. But what I will be doing, and I do think it actually benefits in this instance, using portrait mode there so you can see the back glass and the playfield in real time, what's happening with them and whatever else. So basically, without further ado, we'll go over now using Batocera into Batocera's settings. So I'm going to go into game settings and I'm going to go down, all the way down to peer system advanced configuration. I'm going to then go down to visual pinball X, and then the first thing I'm going to change is the peer table folder. This enables you to put everything together in one folder for each table. Therefore, if you need to delete that table or anything else, everything will be deleted within that table without affecting your settings or your ROMs or anything else if you were to store them in the system folder. So basically, this would mean that everything, your table, your scripts, your NVRAM, if it needs one, well, this will make one anyway, but your NVRAM will be in a folder, and your actual ROM, if you need a ROM for that folder, for that table. PinMain ROMs go in their own folder called ROMs within the actual table if you enable this. So that's a handy feature to have. It also means that you will not need, possibly won't need, to rename different ROMs or anything else. If the different tables use, because there is some tables that use different, the same ROM for different tables. So basically, you just need another copy of that ROM, and you can add it into there, and then edit the script if you need to. A lot of these tables we're set up with Windows in mind, and we're not running this under Windows. We're running it under Batocera, and we're using the standalone version. So I would suggest that you tick that folder there and keep everything separate for each individual table. So that's the first thing. The next thing I would change will be a PinMain DVD, which is the PinMain ROM DMD. This needs to be put on screen 2, which is the back glass. Flex DMD is one that a table's authors have implemented themselves. It's not using PinMain, but it's using a Flex DMD to display the scores and whatever else. So that also needs to be put on screen 2 if available. And obviously a back glass needs to be put on screen 2 if available as well. I've got the DMD and the grill tin off. It's up to you whether you want to put them on or not, but I prefer them off. And DMD size, you do have a few options here using this basic feature here, but I've got it on the biggest that it allows, which is 256 times 64. Everything else is set as auto, and I'm not using a custom display setup here. So I'm going to come out of there now. I'm going to click in Visual Pinball, and I'm going to pick a table. So basically, I'm going to pick here Twilight Zone. Now, the settings for Twilight Zone at the moment, I go down. Everything here is set as auto all the way through. Now, auto means that it's going to use the settings that I've just shown you within the main configuration settings for this table. So if I click on it, the table has been set up prior to this, the playfield and everything else That's separate, completely separate thing. If you want a video about that, I can do a separate video. But this is just to show you how it's going to work. Now, you will note now, this is why I've used the portrait mode as well. You will note that it's saying that ROM is testing at the top there, revision 9.4H. And now it says free only. Now this table now is ready to play. You will see everything's flashing. The scores are implemented. Now the scores though on this table are sitting there at the top above the back glass. They're not implemented on top of the back glass. They're actually a separate thing displayed above the back glass. Now for most people that's probably perfectly adequate, to be fair. So if I was to kick in with this table now, you will note now that that score is actually operative. I'm going to quit this table now. Now the other type of table that you're going to have are ones where the back glass and scores are implemented within the back glass. So this is one of those tables. Now using the standard configuration that I've already shown you, what will happen is you will have two sets of displays. You'll have the one that the author's implemented into the back glass, and you'll also have PinMame's a display there, which is on the top of that, and it looks a bit of a mess at the moment, obviously. Now for this type of table, all you need to do is to come out of it by quitting the table, go into it, go into advanced settings, and you need to disable the PinMame DMD and the Flex DMD. Go back into the table, and now what you'll do now, you'll have a full screen with the PinMame DMD will not be shown on the top of that screen now. There's the screen. All as it will implement now is the DMD within the back glass that the author intended. There you see it. So basically that's pretty much the fundamentals of setting up a two-screen cabinet within PinMame. There's a lot of messing about you can do with the actual tables to change how they look or whatever else. But most things can be adjusted by just adjusting these advanced settings in here. So that one there is now set up for having those disabled. The other thing you may have to change will be to display the grill or the back glass DMD here, which at the moment are set to auto. The only two things I've just changed are these two here, which are disabled on them. So basically, that's how to set up a two-screen pinball cabinet using Visual Pinball within Batocera.